Bangladesh's opposition Nationalist Party has declared victory in what it calls a historic national election. Party leader Tariq Rahman says the result gives the BNP enough seats to form the next government. For more on this election results, let's speak to Dr. Iftekhar Ahmed Chowdhury. He's a former foreign minister of Bangladesh. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Iftekhar. You know, the BNP is claiming victory. How do you think this election win could really play out in the weeks and months to come?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This has been, as you have said very rightly, a very historic victory. BNP at this point in time is on the way to full victory. As a matter of fact, it's quite possible that could get more than 2/3. As of now, the results, as you can imagine, are still unofficial. BNP and the allies have got around 179, as opposed to the major future opposition party, the Jamaat, which has got, who with their allies have got around 69 as of now. So it looks like a clear victory for the BNP. So we are set for hopefully a long spell of normal elected politics.
Well, you know, being a former foreign minister, do you think BNP represents the change that the country needs, that the people have been demanding?
Well, certainly. I mean, it's you see, after some period of uncertainty, we have gone back to mainstream politics once again, and this is what the people were looking to. Bangladesh is a country with huge potentials. Many of these potentials still remain untapped. Not to speak of the demographic dividend, the intellectual resources of the country, etc. So we are looking, if we can get the stability that we think we will now, or at least over the next few years, 5 years perhaps, it'll be good for Bangladesh, good for its people, and good for the region and the world, I think.
Well, you know, do you think the new government that's led by Mr. Tariq Rahman will really address Bangladesh's most pressing issues? Really, because we want to remind our viewers as well at this point, Mr. Rahman's father was a former president and his mother was a former prime minister. Can we expect then Mr. Rahman to lead differently from his parents?
Well, he has an incredible political pedigree. I mean, his mother has been prime minister around 3 times, father president, very well-known political family. He was in exile for about 17 years. He lived in the UK, and I'd assume much of the time he used to prime himself for the position that he's going into now. Extremely popular, one could tell by the kind of acclamation, the kind of welcome he received when he came back to the country after 17 years. Now, it seems that in a few days' time, his government will be installed. We're not certain as to what the composition of the cabinet will be, but BNP has tremendous experienced hands in its system. They will all be pressed into service, hopefully, and we'll look to good times for Bangladesh over the next few years.
Well, Dr. Iftekhar, this election really wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the 2024 student uprising. And as you've mentioned, the popularity that Mr. Tariq really brings to the front here, where does that stand in terms of the student-led movement? You know, do you think the students will be more appreciative if he comes to power, given that they were aligned with the Jamaat-e-Islami party then?
Well, you see, if you sort of study the evolution of Bangladesh politics over the last 2 years, since the overthrow of the previous government, one initially thought that there'd be a lot of instability in the months following. That wasn't the case. The restoration to mainstream politics was swifter than was initially thought possible. So now we are looking to a time where Bangladesh has gone back to the politics that it is used to. Sociologically, the country comprises of the Bengali culture, of course, together with rooted in Islamic values. It is an extremely liberal Muslim country, and during the previous BNP governments, Bangladesh has been very involved with the rest of the world. Bangladesh played the role of a key responsible international actor, and I can foresee that it is going into the same kind of module again in the future.
Now, keeping that in mind as what you've mentioned, how do you think the election outcome, can shape Bangladesh's foreign policy posture, particularly in balancing relations with India, China, and the United States?
Well, I've just seen that Mr. Tariq Rahman has already received greetings from Prime Minister Modi in India, which is a very, very good sign. Bangladesh would look to stabilizing its relationship with the neighbors. It generally tends to want to have a policy which is in concord with but distinct from India. Concord necessary because Bangladesh is largely India-locked. And the distinction is necessary because it has to stress its sovereignty, distinction from India. In the past, the BNP has been able to do it well. And also with the other subcontinental countries. Zia, Tariq Rahman's father, President Zia, was very involved with global politics. You see, countries like Bangladesh, which are weaker countries in the international system, need to link up, build a web of interactions with other actors, international, both multilateral and bilateral, in order to strengthen itself and obtain the requirements for it to develop for its prosperity and also for its stability and security. So much of Bangladesh for countries like Bangladesh, foreign policy is something very important, and BNP has an experience of this in the past.
Well, one last question before we let you go. There have been allegations of vote rigging as well. Ousted leader Sheikh Hasina has called the poll a farce. What are your thoughts on how the election has proceeded?
Well, typically, it's a huge country. It's a huge country. The South Asian politics has been volatile, as has been Bengal's politics throughout its history. I would have been very surprised, because if everything went tickety-boo, so to say, there have been some incidents, I gather, over the night, but much of it will soon be forgotten, hopefully, and Bangladesh will begin a new journey along the inscrutable path of destiny, if we can say that.
Well, thank you very much for sharing with us your insights so far. That was Dr. Chowdhury, Dr. Iftekhar Ahmed Chowdhury in Pacific, his former foreign minister of Bangladesh.